anti-clericalism is very strong also because there is some people make these simplifications and make Catholicism they make Catholicism a bit fascistish because of the Franco, although the political ideologies that were supporting the regime of Franco were not monolithic, by no means monolithic. They were monarchists. They were people who just wanted to avoid communism. Even some liberals wanted to avoid communism, and so on and so on. Also the clerical forces and like Opus Dei and so on. So it was it was a conglomerate of many ideologies. So, but some anti-clericals want to portray Catholicism as something fascist-like and so on. So this makes anti-clericalism in Spain very aggressive, very visible and so on. So even in the Partido Popular, the conservative party, which used to, until recently was ruling over Spain, they have introduced many anti-clerical bills, and it was just as astonishing as the, for instance, homosexual marriage introduced by the Conservative Party of Great Britain some more years ago. Okay. When it comes to corrida, many people don't know that there is the fights against animal against animal or people against animals are very, very popular in many countries. You have dog fights in Asia. You have and the bullfights are also taurida. They are also as tauridas. Organized in Portugal, and some fights are also organized in South America, which is not surprising, I think, and so on. So it's not so very special, but Spain is the powerful country and makes it more visible. And we can quarrel. Personally, I am not so impressed by corrida, but I must admit that it's pretty courageous to fight about this bull, but I don't see the purpose really. But this is a tradition, I don't know. Okay, this is just more observation than stereotypes. The stereotype is more maybe the part in which we perceive Spain as the only country that organizes such fights, which is not true. When it comes to wine, the Spaniards have accepted, to put it very plainly, the Spaniards have accepted this French requirement to get rid of the surplus of their wine, and they are spilling out huge amounts of wine to keep the prices up and to make them less competitive against French wines. Because when you go to the supermarket in Poland, for instance, then you go and you see some wine which is cheaper than 40 zlotys. If it's French wine, it would probably taste horrible. Only the more expensive French wines are fine. Of course, there are exceptions. For instance, Baron Les Sarthes is very tasty. But usually, and when you pick Spanish wine, you are almost certainly picking very tasty wine. So the French, there is a reason, and it's a rational reason to perceive the Spanish wines as a threat. But why is the Spaniards accept this? Stupid rules that they had to keep the prices up and so on. They accept it because they perceive European Union as a golden opportunity, as something very, very good. And even when this stupid austerity politics in economy was imposed by the Germans and consequently also by the French, who were convinced by the Germans to realize this policy, then the Spanish people have lost much, because the Spanish economy and the southern economies are to a very huge extent based on consumption.